Welcome to Pine Thicket Philosophies, the non-podcast podcast where we do everything the podcast experts tell you not to do. If you are looking for a finely polished and professional podcast crew, well, folks, we ain't it. But if you want to virtually join a group of old outdoorsmen from southern Appalachia as we sit around the fire and talk about any one of our favorite topics, we'll pour a cup of coffee, pull up a chair, and enjoy. What is it, Josh?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, I know what he's doing. He's texting my wife telling her I spilled a Coke in her truck.
Well, not exactly like that.
So, I was messing with this thing. Poured me a Dr. Pepper in a to-go cup. Set it right here. Brought my elbow down.
Dumped it on his own hiney.
Yeah, and now I'm sitting in Dr. Pepper.
I'm just waiting to get a signal so his wife and Shannon can get it. And then Brad can get his phone and go.
So Josh, being the pal that he is...
Hey, I'm just saving you the misery of having to tell your wife yourself that what you done.
Oh, he's saving me the misery. Alright, so we finished up the ride around the cove, and we stopped there part of the way around and had a chat, and so I was going to go back and revisit the questions and see if anybody's answers had changed. I'm going to go ahead and say that my favorite part was just getting to slow down right here so I don't get a ticket.
Is there a cop up here?
No, but the speed limit just went from 65 to 50.
And they will pull you over down there, especially in towns.
Anyway, we, my favorite part was just getting to go, getting to have the experience, getting to, it was crazy. We left the house I left the house at like 1:45 or so, or about 1:40 actually, and we drove all the rest of the night. Got here right after the sun came up. Rode around on our bikes. Went part of the way out Forge Creek Trail or Forge Creek Road. Well, I think we ended up going out a couple of miles on it, or a mile and a little over a mile, I guess. What was our total for mileage, Matthew?
15 miles.
Okay, so we went probably about 2 miles. Excuse me out there. So yeah, that was cool. Least favorite part, some of those hills on the backside about whooped my booty, but I will say this, I'm gonna brag on myself. I got to stop at the campground store and buy my celebratory I didn't have to hike a bike a single solitary time ice cream. So I was happy to eat that ice cream, but I did not have to hike a bike a single time, and so that was good. But the hills were
Awful.
yeah. You'd think when they repaved all that they would level some of that out, but they didn't. They didn't. All right, what about you, Brady? Anything?
Well, I think my favorite part was still the bears. That was a treat for sure. My least favorite part is still the hills. I think it's still about the same, but that's somewhat of a double-edged sword for me because I need to work on my fitness. I haven't rode a lot, haven't done much of anything here lately.
Well, you handled them all.
Well, yeah, but I was also able to do it, and got through it, and I feel pretty good. So yeah, I still have a lot of work to do, but I biked the Cades Cove loop, so that's pretty cool.
You never did have to hike a bike either, did you?
I did one time.
Oh, did you?
I did one time. I hit the bottom of a hill, and I was going probably less than the speed of smell when I hit the bottom of the hill going up, and I knew I wasn't getting up that one.
All right. What about you, Matthew?
I don't have any disappointment at all.
And that in itself is a victory.
I enjoyed the trip, being with you guys. The good Lord didn't disappoint in the scenery this morning by no means. And then, of course, up close personal to a bear on a bicycle puts in a little bit different perspective without a vehicle.
That is true.
So
You kind of like,
what
do we do?
Do I take a picture? Or do we back up? What do we do here?
Like,
So,
well, there's a bear right there.
so yeah, it's just enjoyable.
When we saw that one, the lady had stopped me and she said there was two, and one had already crossed the road. And she said the other one was around that cedar tree. She said, but I think he went back up the hill. And I thought, well, he may have got spooked, or whatever. And we were standing there looking, and I said he may have come, he may have gone on over the back side and coming out, Well, as soon as I saw him, I knew what was happening. The first one was a female, and he was a big boar, and he was
Quite large.
Yeah, he was quite large, and he was really close. And the first time I saw him, he was like looking right at me, coming at me slowly. He wasn't charging or anything, but he was not going to stop. I could tell that. I could tell. Yeah, and so I stopped and was like backing up, going, back up. When I was trying to get their attention without yelling. I was motioning back, and I was trying to scoot back, and I think he ended up walking through just about exactly where I had stopped. I mean, because how far was he from us when he crossed the road?
Not very far.
10, 15 foot.
Yeah. Yeah, so he had...
20 would be stretching.
I don't think he was 20. I don't think he was 20.
I'm going to say 15 is the best number. Where are you in Maryville? What the crap? It's like this trip's quick going home.
Yeah, but we still got Chattanooga to go.
Oh, yeah. That might take 2 days.
Yeah.
Of course, my least favorite part was the hills.
The hills, they were...
And I did have to hike one, but then as soon as I got off my bike, I looked and I wasn't even in my lowest gear. So I was like, well, dang it. I might could have dropped the cog and kept it going, but it was too late by then. And the bear was very cool. And the fact that I finally got to come ride Cades Cove. That was pretty nice too. And I will be back. And I'm pretty pleased that my bike actually, all the upgrades I done, actually handled it pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, you, the old goose did well.
Yeah. In a sea of tricks, the goose come through.
Alright. So, I guess for this video, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. So, I think we're going to, I'm going to try to get these guys to help me out and shoot a couple of podcasts on our way back that I can catalog and put up and release this fall. We've got a couple of things we've been talking about that we could talk about. So we're going to go ahead and cut this video here, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Just remember to get out and find your own adventure, because even bad adventures make great stories.
That's true.
Woo! Got to stop here. See you guys. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in for this episode of Pine Thicket Philosophies. Tune in next time as we continue to live by our motto, even bad adventures make great stories.